Hello and welcome to the Satirist. Welcome to the show, and to start us off this episode, we have a brand new segment. Religion versus reality. Round 1. Religion. Facial hair is punishable by death. Reality. Facial hair is totally legal. Even if it looks stupid. We promise we won't kill you. Unless it looks really stupid, in which case we might just hurt you a little. Round 2. Things not allowed in the Bible. Eating seafood, doing anything productive on a Sunday, letting women speak in the church, and eating bacon. Now, okay. Next, I would like to take a look at a book written from the point of view of a few old dudes in the desert, in which these old men encounter a talking bush, a two-headed dragon, a giant with one eye whose only weakness is a slingshot, and homosexuals who get stoned, just not in a good way. I am, of course, talking about the cult classic that has been at the top of the charts for far too long, the Holy Bible. Now, just think about some of the things I just said there. That is absolutely insane. Among some of those things, not eating bacon? Come on, Bible. Everyone's gonna eat bacon. No one cares what you say, okay? You're 2,000 years old, and still nobody cares. I need you to understand that people are going to eat bacon if you tell them to not eat bacon or not. Unless you're a vegan or a vegetarian, in which case you eat, like, soy bacon. Which, I don't understand why you need to shape your soy like bacon. You could just eat soy and say, what are you eating? Oh, I'm eating soy. Instead of, what are you eating? Oh, I'm eating soy bacon. No, you're eating soy. It's just shaped like bacon. You don't need to shape things like bacon. If you miss meat that much, don't be a vegetarian or a vegan. What's the difference? I don't know what the difference is. I don't think vegans eat eggs. I think vegetarians are allowed to eat eggs. I'm not sure. I have no clue. I don't care. I will continue to eat the butt of pigs many a time. Yeah, that definitely sounded better in my head. But I don't care. I will eat the butt of the pig. I will eat the ribs. I will eat whatever I please out of that pig. I will eat hot dogs, which is just everything. The hooves, the nose, the eyes. Everyone knows hot dogs are just abominations of God. Which God would not approve of, because bacon itself is an abomination in the Bible. Another thing you can't do in the Bible is letting women speak in church. Now, I know there's a feminist who did one of two things. They either punched a hole in their monitor or shot themselves in the face. And they're organizing a rally right now. They're going to come down here and they're going to picket my entire show, and it's going to be fantastic, and I don't really care what you think. This is in 1 Corinthians 14:34. Let your women keep silence in the churches, for it is not permitted unto them to speak, but they are commanded to be under obedience, as also saith the law. And now there's a couple other ones who just joined in on that little masquerade that they're going to come down here and probably kill my entire family with flowers or something. They're going to kill them with equal pay. They're going to throw 35 cents at them and just hope they explode. Which isn't how it works, guys. I don't know if you're aware of this or not. Another thing about the Bible is, in the Bible, it doesn't say exactly that the world is flat, but it definitely alludes to the fact that in the Bible the world is still considered to be flat, because at that time they still believed the world was a square in which that if you went too far east, you would just fall off, or too far west to north or south, etc. Do you know what happens if you go too far east? You end up back where you started. It's not this hard, guys. The world is not flat. It is a spherical creation of the universe. It's not that difficult to understand. Also, I want to know what people assumed would happen when you fell off of the planet. Like, what did they actually think was gonna occur after you were thrown off the planet by the forces of God and the square Earth? And, they could have just used a little common sense. The sun was clearly circular. But no, they assumed that the world was a square. Not a cube, but a square. And it wasn't logical thinking. Sometimes religion can be referred to as the suspension of critical thinking. Because it kind of is. It's the suspension of thinking for yourself Instead, you let something else dictate what you do. Now, there are religious people out there who are under the impression that the Bible is the literal word of God. And if that's the case, why does God hate gay people? Why does God hate seafood? Why does God not want you to cut your hair? Why does God hate beards? Why must he stone people to death? Why does God hate women? It doesn't make sense. And there are people out there who choose to ignore certain parts of the Holy Bible. You cannot be a Bible literist. You cannot say that it is the one and true Word of God and then disregard the part that you stone people to death. And the part that says if your neighbor is found working on Sunday, you should kill him. You can't disregard things and just cherry pick the things that suit your needs. That's not how this world works. And people need to understand that. Okay, and now, to begin our next multiple-part segment, The Terrible Tens, in which we will pick a topic that we would like to make a list on, and we will do the top 10 in that particular list on that topic. This week, we're going to do the world's top 10 most god-awful human beings. Now, coming in at number 10 is the former Emperor of Rome, Nero, who supposedly fiddled while Rome burned. What that means exactly, we are not entirely sure. Maybe he was masturbating, maybe he was actually playing a fiddle. Nobody knows, nobody really cares, because it's Nero and no one really gives a flying fuck. But, coming in at number 9 is the one and only Napoleon Bonaparte. Now, contrary to popular belief, Napoleon was, instead of the popularly believed 5'2", which would be ungodly short, he was actually roughly 5'7", which at the time was the average height of a person, although he was still a dwarf who was crazy and killed people. Just like most dwarves. Coming in at number 8 is Genghis Khan, the man who pillaged villages, raped women, and killed babies. Coming in at number 7 for the world's most god-awful people is the one and only Donald J. Trump. Now, we think that the comparisons of Donald Trump to Adolf Hitler are a little unfair, because Hitler killed millions of people and Donald Trump doesn't like brown people. There's a bit of a difference. That's why he dyes himself orange constantly, because that way he's nowhere near brown. And that way, if they decide to make another Willy Wonka movie, they have their first Oompa Loompa. He could be the king of the Oompa Loompas, where he builds a wall to keep out the brown people. Coming in at number 6 is Kim Jong-il. Not Kim Jong-un, his fat, ugly, horrible haircut son. No, but Kim Jong-il, who was also ugly and had a bad haircut, but wore fantastic glasses. This man was a terrible leader who just lived in his own little paradise called North Korea, where they have no food and no fat people. Coming in at number 5 for the world's most terrible people, George W. Bush. Now, nobody here is saying that George Bush was evil, per se. We're just saying that he's ungodly stupid. The man led the country for many years, and the only noteworthy thing he did was dodge a shoe and start a war. That's ridiculous. A man that wants to lead the country should not be a warmongering piece of crap. Oh, crap. We still have Donald. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Let's see how that goes. Maybe we'll get it right the second time we get a warmongering piece of crap as a president. Maybe he'll be better and he'll dodge a shotgun instead. Coming in at number 4 is the obvious choice for number 4, Justin Bieber. Because nobody likes Justin Bieber. He's kind of a jerk. And he's got this mentality that he is the God's gift to the world. And that's not true. He gets his haircut ideas from Ellen DeGeneres. It doesn't work, Justin. You have the haircut of a lesbian. Deal with it. No one likes you. You become a cocky little shit. Coming in at number 3, right up there with Justin Bieber, is Benito Mussolini, the father of fascism and the leader of fascist Italy. Bieber, Mussolini, same thing. Now, coming in at number 2 is Adolf Hitler, another practicer of fascism. Hitler's kill-to-death ratio was 6 million to 1. That's quite good. A gamer would actually throw up at that. They would literally throw up. Now, having said that, coming in at number 1 for the world's most god-awful human being, Joseph Stalin, the leader of fascist Russia during the Second World War, who, contrary to popular belief, actually killed more people than Hitler did. So, in other words, his kill-to-death ratio was just, oh my god, it was fantastic. That man had the controller, and the controller was an army that would kill people no matter what he said. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the last part of our first installment of Top 10s. Terrible 10s, excuse me. Now, we're not quite done yet. I know you want to be out of here. If you're busy people, I understand. Now, just think about some of these people, the people on the list. Joseph Stalin, Adolf Hitler, Benito Mussolini, George Bush, Kim Jong-il, Genghis Khan, and Justin Bieber. Because, they're all up there, You see many a list where you have Joseph Stalin, Hitler, these people who committed huge mass genocides and killed millions of people, and then you have Justin Bieber, who makes millions of people want to die. He just doesn't actually do it, which is actually, if you think about it, it might actually be worse. Making people wish they were dead instead of actually killing them. That is a form of torture, and I believe we need to contact the Geneva Convention, because I'm pretty sure that's outlawed in the United States Constitution. Or at least it should be. If it's not, what are you doing, America? Stop that. It's just, you need to understand something. Nobody likes you, Justin. Actually, that's a correction, sorry. There's a couple 12-year-old girls in Minnesota who've never seen a man before. And they're like, that thing, it might be a lesbian, but I think it's probably a guy. We should probably try to kiss it. And then get assaulted by security guards, because, Okay, listen. You were caught, on tape, peeing into a bucket in the back of a Denny's. First of all, they have bathrooms at Denny's. I don't know if you're aware of this or not. They do have these receptacles. They're made of white porcelain. They have seats and everything, and you just pee into them, and then you flush it, and it's gone. No one ever has to worry about it again. Instead of peeing into a mop bucket in which you can pull the mop out of and then mop the floor with your own pee, which is not something that is very hygienic. Not that Denny's is the most hygienic place to begin with. And, you talk about how much you love your fans, but you're quite terrible to them sometimes. I'm just throwing it out there. And you're not too good with your girlfriends either. None of those really panned out, did they, Justin? No. Notice how I have a list of 10 god-awful people. Joseph Stalin, Kim Jong-il, Donald Trump, and I'm focusing on you. Do you feel? You should feel pleasured. I don't know. Not pleasured. No. Feel honored. Now, that's what we have. I'm afraid that's all we've got for today. This episode, it would appear, is going to be a little short. We will see you next week, I believe. If it's not next week, it will be the week after that, I promise. The uploads are still a little sketchy on the schedule side. Today is April 10th, 2016. I have been Brady Jones. Thank you.